Hey friends, it's Emily here from Ink Not Blood. I am doing a little bit of a different video today just to say that, hi, I'm here and I'm doing NaNoWriMo this year. I'm in the very gloomy and rainy Boston area today. I'm visiting my sister this week, and I have a little bit of time now to prep for NaNoWriMo. This is my very first year doing it, so I am extremely nervous and a little scared, but I'm also really excited, and I'm going to take this opportunity to finish a manuscript that I actually started working on earlier this year. My work in progress, it is going by the working title of Artemis, so that's how I will refer to it in these videos. I'm hoping to do a few NaNoWriMo videos throughout the course of November, but my history in trying to do vlogs has been pretty bad, so we'll see how that goes. So I started writing Artemis in March of this year. I did a little writing challenge with a friend of mine where we were each writing at least 500 words a day and then exchanging work every week. And that was a really great thing for me. It actually got me writing. I've never written a book before. This is by far the longest thing I've ever set out to write. I've written full-length plays, but I've never written a full-length book before. Another reason why I am kind of terrified. So I wrote every day in March and April, and then my writing started to taper off after that. My Artemis manuscript has about 38,000 words to it right now, so with adding 50,000 words to it in the month of November, I'm hoping to have it complete, if not very close to being complete. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. So I think what I have written so far is almost the entirety of the first act, but when I got to that point, I honestly didn't know what I was doing. I set out to write this story knowing pretty much nothing about what I was gonna do, and once I hit the second act, I was really feeling that lack of planning. Am I a pantser? Am I a plotter? I have no idea. I've never written a book before. But I guess now is the time to try and figure that out. And pantsing went okay up until I got to the second act, and then I had no idea where to go, what to do. I was just sitting down every day and vomiting out 500 words just to get the word count. So my life got busy, I took a step back from writing, and now that I'm looking to get back into it, I really want to go into drafting the second and third acts with a plan. So I've been reviewing a lot of information on narrative structure and things like that. Specifically, I have relied on the How Story Works podcast by Lonnie Diane Rich, which I strongly, strongly recommend. They're short podcasts. They're really smart. She's amazing and explains everything really thoroughly in an easy to understand way. I've also been using a few resources on YouTube, including Ellen Brock's channel. She's a freelance editor and she has a lot of really helpful content, so I'll go ahead and link her channel below, along with Kat's channel, Katie-tastic, which lays out a very comprehensive outlining method that she uses that I thought was interesting and I took some notes on. So my first act is already written. And then a few nights ago, I sat down and kind of drafted out a very skeleton outline of my plot for the second and third acts. And then yesterday, I sat down and fleshed out my second act outline, and today I'm planning to flesh out my third act outline. Outlining is really stressful for me. I am not a plot person. I am a character development person. I could probably write an entire book where nothing happens other than character development and character interactions, and I'd be like, yeah, this is great. But would it be interesting to read? Maybe for a few people. Listen, I'll write about backstory and introspection all damn day. But man, plot is so hard. Do things really have to happen? Does my book really need a plot? Yeah, probably. So as I've mentioned, I'm using a few different resources about narrative structure to help guide me through creating a plot. I honestly found that Kat's outline was a little too specific for me. Basically, the map that she's laid out doesn't necessarily fit what I want to do. So I'm focusing more on big picture narrative structure. If you end up checking out the Lonnie Diane Rich podcast that I mentioned, she talks about having the 7 anchor scenes. Oh, thunder. So the How Story Works podcast by Lonnie Diane Rich talks about the 7 anchor scenes, and that's mainly where I've been putting my focus, and I feel pretty good about those. So now it's just kind of filling in what happens between those and kind of getting into the specifics. And honestly, I know that I'm going to be discovering a lot of things as I write, so I know that my outline will probably change as I go and things will get filled in. So if I don't have everything written down with intense specificity right now, that's probably okay. Okay, well, that's enough talking for now. I am going to shut up and get to writing. So what I'll do is I'll sit down and work on fleshing out my Act 3 outline. Okay, here we go. So I've been really into writing while listening to music lately. So my go-to is Two Steps from Hell, which is most of their songs are instrumentals, very epic, often used for like video games and movie trailers. It's pretty awesome. I love writing to it. So I recommend checking them out. This is one of the albums that I've actually purchased called Battle Cry, and I love it. It's also really good to listen to before a derby game. Gets me super pumped, and now it's gonna get me pumped to write. Let's do it. Okay, so I fleshed out my Act 3 outline just a little bit, and honestly, I really don't have too much to add to my bare bones of it, just because I think I will need to at least start writing Act 2 to kind of know how those pieces flesh out even more so that I can have a better idea of what Act 3 is going to look like. And right now, I think that's okay. Another thing that I'm going to be doing today is going back and reading what I wrote before. A lot of it I haven't read a second time through. I just wrote it and then never went back because I didn't want to get too involved in editing, but now I've forgotten some of the things I've written. So before I continue to write more of the book, I think it's important that I go back and review what I've written, make notes on things that need to be changed now that I have a better idea of my outline, and go from there. So I'm going to end the vlog here for today, and I will be checking in with you guys pretty soon. If you're doing NaNoWriMo this year, please go ahead and comment down below to let me know. I would love to know who my buddies are going to be next month, and we can keep encouraging each other and keep each other motivated and, you know, say nice things to each other when all looks bleak and hopeless. What? Writing is hard, you guys. Okay, that's it. See you guys later.